All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Multi-Gen Collectibles YouTube channel, where we are telling stories of our cards and collectibles from the late 80s into the mid 90s. And as I've shared many times, this collection was built between my grandmother and I, in which she actually collected a lot longer and a lot more than I did. So we're currently in video number 3 of this 1993-1994 Fleer Ultra Basketball card box, which featured a number of different cards, everything from these Jordans, as the Bulls were in the checklist, to this Slam Dunk Spud Webb card, to some Ted Williams baseball cards that you see here from the Premier Edition, also 93-94. But we're going to get into the rest of the basketball cards now. So I'm going to take this stack that we have here, and we're going to go through this and see what there even is in here. All right. Again, we've established that these cards are broken up by team, which makes it a lot easier to find out. And we left off with the Chicago Bulls in the last video, and looks like we're going to start off with the Detroit Pistons. And let's do this. Let's get all the Pistons cards together to start with. All right. So here we go. We are going to lead off with Isaiah Thomas, one of the greatest point guards in NBA history. And if you feel the way I do, he probably should have been in the Olympics in 1992 as part of the Dream Team, right? We know he got snubbed for one reason or another, allegedly. But he should have been on that roster for sure. All right, so here we have 2 Isaiah Thomas cards. Okay, 2 Isaiah Thomas cards. We have Sean Elliott. When he was traded back to the Pistons, he went from the Spurs to the Pistons. I should say, yeah, Spurs to the Pistons, back to the Spurs, which we know he ended up winning some championships with that mid to late 90s Spurs team. Here we have Alvin Robertson. Looks like we have about 4 of those cards there. Let's see. Next up, we have Olden Polynice. About to get a rebound. That's a really dope camera angle too. Like right above the backboard, looking down. Like that's a cool shot right there. Right? That's a dope shot. Next up, we have Terry Mills. Okay. One of the original enforcers of the Bad Boys teams, the Bad Boys era, Bill Laimbeer. This was not somebody you wanted to mess with. This dude was about it. He, as they say, he wanted all the smoke, all of it. Don't leave nothing for nobody else. So we got 3 of those. We have Joe Dumars, probably one of the best 2 guards in history. And unlike Isaiah Thomas, he's had a pretty good career as a front office guy in the NBA. A lot of people say a lot of good things about Joe Dumars. So 4 of those, I'm not mad about that. We have Mark Aguirre. That's right, he did play for Detroit, huh? I remember when he played for Dallas in the late 80s, early 90s. All right, that concludes our Detroit Pistons. Now we have Reggie Williams, when Reggie Williams was on the Denver Nuggets. All right, next up we have Bryant Stith. We have a few of those. Oh, look at this. Mount Mutombo. Unfortunately, this is not his rookie season, so it's not a rookie card. but Dikembe Mutombo on, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3. 3 Dikembes. One of the best centers in the NBA ever. Cannot deny his presence and his impact. Man, look at that. I remember when he came into the league, he was just something else, man. Like, between him and Shaq, you just could not explain immediately the impact that they were going to have, but you knew that they were going to have an impact. And then, of course, also Alonzo Mourning, but we know that Shaq and Dikembe had longer careers. Yeah, that was amazing. Mark Macon and LaFonso Ellis, also another great basketball player coming out of college that people were really looking forward to. And he had a pretty decent career, I would say. And then we're going back to our Mahmoud Abdul Rauf cards. How he ended up in the other set of cards, I don't know, but we got 2 more here. So we're going to sleeve those up for sure. And then let's go into our last little stack here. We're going to finish up with the Golden State Warriors. They are next on the list, the next set of cards in this little stack. And, you know, we're going to keep the videos somewhat short. We don't want to have 20-minute and 15-minute videos all the time if we can help it, right? But we want to give the box its due justice. And as long as y'all are watching and you're in tune with what's going on, I appreciate it. All right, here we go. Next set of cards from this box, we have the Golden State Warriors. And again, this is how the checklist also pans out. Victor Alexander, followed by Latrell. Look at that. Young Latrell Sprewell, man. Oh, we got 4 of those bad boys. Okay, we got 4 Latrells. Look at that. Golden State Warrior fans still remind people about his time in Golden State. Billy Owens also had a big name coming out of college. He went to Golden State. I'm trying to remember what university he went to. If y'all remember, I think it was Syracuse. Was it Syracuse or Notre Dame? But he had a big following. I don't know. Let me know. All right. Look at this guy. Chris Mullin. He was on that 92 Dream Team. He did not get left off. One of the best players in NBA history and one of the top players in Golden State Warriors history for sure. And next up, we have Sarunas Marciulionis. We know that early 90s, late 80s, European players were coming over to the NBA and having an impact. So I think this was right around the time that we started seeing that more often. Byron Houston. I did not know Byron Houston played for the Golden State Warriors. Apparently he did. All right. Byron Houston. Tim Hardaway, the killer crossover. Look at that. We've got 3 Tim Hardaways. That killer crossover was nasty, right? That was such a nasty move. He was so smooth with it too. Chris Gatling. Got about 4 of those, and finishing it off with Victor Alexander. So we have some cards that we're going to go through and sleeve up. And you know what? We kept this video pretty quick. So let's finish up with the Houston Rockets. How about that? We're going to finish up with the Houston Rockets. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that this was the year that they ended up winning their first of back-to-back championships. Correct me if I'm wrong, 93-94. Was 93-94 their first or their second? Please let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Send me a direct message. Was this the first or their second of their back-to-back championship run? Okay, here we go. We're going to finish up with the Houston Rockets. Otis Thorpe. And look who's in the back. Sean Kemp, right? Sean Kemp, Kenny Smith. This looks like this card came from the slam dunk contest because he's grabbing the rim. I don't believe he did this in-game. This was not an in-game dunk, Kenny Smith. This was one of your attempts in the slam dunk contest, but I'm not mad at it. So Kenny Smith with the dunk. Yeah, I like that. Hakeem Olajuwon. Look at that. We have 4 Hakeems. Well, we talked about some of the greatest centers ever. You're looking at one of them right there. This man was so good. You still have players today that are going to see him for coaching, individual advice, because he is just that dude. Still today, after retirement, his impact is long lasting. Players like Wemby are going to him today for help on their game. Vernon Maxwell. This was definitely one of my favorite players watching. He was just so dynamic. He was electrifying, as they say. And he had that swag about him, man. He had that attitude, like you could not tell him nothing, because he was going to let you know how he felt anyways. Robert Ory. Listen, he had a great career with Houston. I'm not going to deny that. But this man came in so clutch in those early 2000 Laker championships. I still remember running out of the apartment when he hit that three-pointer to beat the Kings to move on to the finals in 2001. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. One of the greatest moments as a Lakers fan, and this man made it happen. Amazing, amazing time. Carl Herrera. Somebody let me know where Carl Herrera was from. How many basketball players do you know with the last name Herrera? Talk to me. Sam Cassell rookie card. Look at this. Sam Cassell rookie card. Such a great point guard for Houston and for other teams. But we have 4 Sam Cassell rookies. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Always build. I will always remember him as part of that Houston Rockets back-to-back championship. Matt Bullard to wrap up with our Houston Rockets. Okay, so we're gonna stop there. Looks like we have a nice little stack to sleeve up, and I know some of you are probably wondering why are you sleeving up all these cards? Like, you know, they're probably $1 to $2 each. You're not gonna get much for them. Probably not gonna grade them. They're not gonna be $80, $180, $300 PSA 10s. Listen, I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just trying to go back through my collection and find what I have so that I can sell it. There's many cards here that I am not looking to keep. I am not emotionally attached to. I might keep a small handful, maybe 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3 of the same player, but I'm not looking to hold on to all these cards. Like, that's not my goal. I'm trying to unload on my collection and sell them to somebody who wants them a little bit more than me. So let me know if you're interested in any of these cards. These could be yours. And let's come back together for part 4 of this box of Fleer Ultra basketball cards. And then we're going to jump into this next group right here. I'm kind of previewing what you're going to see next in the next video. All right. So thank you for joining me in part 3. I'll see you in part 4.